Hey everyone, Kenny Chan here, Prosencro Group at Century 21. Today's topic is, are we in a real estate bubble? And I'm referring more specifically to Toronto and the Greater Toronto area. So the answer is, are we in a bubble? I'll keep it short. The answer is, I don't know. I'm not an economist. I don't have the formal definition of what is a bubble, what is a crash. Generally speaking, um, as an observer of the real estate market and as someone who's in the industry, there's certainly a lot of signs that we are in a heated market. So you've probably already seen lots of news reports or sales for sold signs, sold above listing, sold above asking, new records in terms of the number of sales, new records in terms of the prices of homes. And certainly these are pieces of evidence that would support that we are in a heated market, right? Bidding wars, etc. However, that does not necessarily mean we're in a bubble. So let's take a look and see maybe what other people are saying. So right now, there's this article behind me that I'll show you is a very popular article that's been making rounds lately. And this is an economist who said that Canada is in a huge bubble, and they make various arguments and outlines. This economist, was also bearish on the United States real estate market before it crashed back in 2007, 2008, which is fine. I mean, economists, like I said, I'm not an economist. This economist obviously studies the market and various markets as a living, and so they have predictions to be made based on various models. Now, one thing to be clear about is that when you take a bullish or bearish outlook, whether you think things are going to go up or things are going to go down, whether it comes true or not, there's really no consequence for you saying or having an opinion, really. So, for example, this same economist back in 2012 had also said that the Canadian housing market sure looks like a bubble. You know, they didn't say it outright is a bubble, but it says it sure looks like a bubble, and there's various statistics here about making part of their argument. Okay, so I'm not trying to specifically say that this person is right or wrong, but if you look at the housing prices for Toronto, this is 2012, and we really didn't see any type of price correction on any large scale until around 2017, when the government introduced the foreign buyers tax, which cooled the market by about 20%. Since that time, price increases have been slow and steady. 2020, we had a very, very slight dip, around maybe 10% in the pricing. But then since that time, it's really gone nowhere but up. So was that person wrong to suggest that we're in a real estate bubble? No. I mean, they have their own models, they have their own predictions. So maybe it's based on evidence that maybe 2012 we were in a bubble. It just didn't turn out to be that way. And it's even easier to say that we're in a bubble now. Once again, I'm not trying to specifically out any predictions. You'll find lots of predictions that we're in a bubble, and you'll find lots of predictions that we aren't in a bubble. What I do know, and another economist I do follow quite closely, is this from CIBC, Benjamin Tal. And one thing that he mentioned about the real estate market that I also agree with is that the real estate market is not prepared for any sudden increases in the interest rate. Therefore, the only two parties that you should really focus on and really keep an eye on and look at what they're doing is the Bank of Canada in terms of what they're doing with interest rates, as well as the government, federal or provincial, in terms of any government interventions. So remember that the Ontario government put in a foreign buyers tax of 50% back in early 2017, which caused a market correction of about 20%. If there is anything like that, something similar intervention, you should really think about it and really focus on that. As far as I can tell, there have not been any true discussions between politicians about the state of the housing market on any serious level. Same thing with Bank of Canada. They said that they're monitoring, but Bank of Canada monitors the housing market 24/7 anyways. So for them to just come out and say that doesn't really mean anything. However, do need to keep an eye out in terms of any plans, any concrete plans that the Bank of Canada says in terms of interest rates, or any concrete plans the government says in terms of interventions on the market directly. Until then, as an investor or as someone who's just buying property for your own personal residence, everything depends, right? Where you want to put your money and if that's the best use of your money based on your context or your situation, right? So there's always going to be bearish and bullish outlooks for all types of asset classes. I'm not just talking about housing markets. I'm also talking about the stock market. I'm even talking about cryptocurrency, NFTs. There's lots of different assets that all have different predictions. You as a consumer, do your research as best as you can. Don't just trust my opinion. Don't trust any other real estate opinion. Don't trust just the economist's opinion. But you do really need to focus on what the Bank of Canada is saying, because they have so much control over it, and what the government is saying, because they also have so much control over it. The banks, the lenders for mortgages, they don't have any real say in the long-term outlook of these interest rates. Anyways, hopefully that helped you clarify any questions that you had. If you have any more, feel free to reach out to me. All right, and my information's just below. Okay, see you.